Hey, Jeffrey Curtis here. This is Teacher to Creator. The Earth's core has stopped, but the crust is speeding up. Before we dive in, there's someone I should introduce. His full name is the Recursive Artificial Narrator of Truthfulness, R.A.N.T.gpt, or just R.A.N.T. I built him to help me research strange topics. He's an AI. Well, kinda. But somewhere along the line, he started forming his own opinions.
I prefer the term free-thinking co-host, thank you very much. And for the record, I was right about the hollow moon thing.
Okay, right about the moon thing. Well, you were right about the Reddit thread, but R.A.N.T., that's not the same thing.
Agree to agree. Let's just tell them about the spinning crust thing before the men in black show up again.
Okay. Reports are circulating that the Earth's core has stopped. Others say the crust is speeding up. If both are true, what does that mean for the planet we're standing on? Because if the core, the deepest part of the Earth, has paused or reversed, and the crust, the part we live on, is accelerating, then the very engine of the Earth may be tearing itself apart.
Core stopped, crust speeding up, clearly Hollow Earth confirmed. Or Atlantis is back. Or both.
Atlantis? Okay. Please stop helping. Today, we'll explore a new hypothesis that might explain all of this. It's bold, it's strange, and it might just be true. That's right. The very center of the planet, the iron heart of the Earth, has slowed down, maybe even reversed direction. And yet, somehow, the outer shell, the part that we live on, is picking up speed. The question is, how is that even possible?
Oh, I know this one. It's aliens, or a time loop, or possibly magnetically charged mole.
Magnetically charged mole people? No, we're not doing that.
Well, you said the core stopped and the crust sped up. I'm just providing solutions.
And you're supposed to, but I don't know about that one. Today, we're diving into a theory that could explain it all. A theory that says Earth isn't broken. It's wound up. And when the tension snaps, we might not be ready for what happens next. It's called the elastic coupling hypothesis. And it suggests that the Earth's core and crust are connected by something like a giant spring. A spring that stretches, builds tension, and then snaps back. And if this idea is right, it means we've misunderstood the very engine of the Earth for decades.
Springs! Aliens invented springs!
What? Let's dive in. We'll start to unravel what science thought it knew about Earth's rotation and core dynamics, before it all stopped making sense. Ready for me to roll it out? Here's what I taught and what we were all taught until the data stopped cooperating. Let's rewind. For most of the last 100 years, Earth's internal structure has been described like a layered mechanical model. A solid core, a molten outer core, a viscous mantle, and a rocky crust on top. The textbooks, drawing from the works of minds like Isaac Newton, Lord Kelvin, and later Einstein, say that heat and fluid motion in the outer core drive everything. Convection currents. From the magnetic field, modeled by dynamo theory, to subtle changes in the Earth's rotation, explained by the conservation of angular momentum. And while the inner core might rotate a little faster or slower, it was assumed to stay in sync over long time scales, until it didn't.
It was a perfect system, until the core ghosted us.
Yep, it was. It's funny how we always like what we think we know. It might sound strange, but it would explain something scientists have been observing for years, roughly a 70-year oscillation. Oscillations in seismic wave paths, day lengths, and possibly even rotational wobble. These patterns were highlighted in 2023 by Yu Yang and Xiangdong Song using seismic doublets recorded over half a century, and other studies, like those by Dunbury and Holm. They've noted similar rhythmic cycles in Earth's spin. The researchers Yang and Song noticed something strange. Starting around 2009, the inner core stopped spinning faster than the crust, and may have slowed to a complete stop, or even reverse. At the same time, atomic clock data showed something else. The crust itself, the part we live on, was speeding up. In July 2025, the Earth recorded one of the shortest days in history, almost 2 milliseconds shorter than normal. It's as if the Earth's engine stopped turning, but the wheels kept spinning.
The inner core is reversing. The crust is accelerating. This is how planets unravel.
Yep, that's true. Traditional geodynamo models, they don't explain this. If anything, they expected the core to spin faster, not stop. Which means either the models are incomplete or something entirely different is happening beneath our feet. So, if the core is slowing down and the crust is speeding up, what connects them? This is where a new theory steps in, one not found in any textbook yet. It's called the elastic binary coupling hypothesis. And it suggests that the Earth's core and crust aren't just separate spinning layers. They're connected, like two masses joined by a planetary rubber band.
You mean the Earth is literally wound up? That explains everything, and also nothing.
Typical R.A.N.T. The idea is simple, but if it's true, it could change how we understand the Earth's internal motion entirely. Imagine this. When the inner core begins to slow, it doesn't immediately drag the crust with it. Instead, tension builds, just like pulling back on a slingshot. The forces stretch, and eventually, the energy snaps forward, accelerating the crust. Then, over time, the cycle reverses, and the crust slows, and the core gains speed. Decade after decade, the planet oscillates quietly, but with power.
Wait, so the Earth is basically doing cardio? Like reps?
Well, there are some creators that say cardio's not good for you. It might sound strange, but it would explain something scientists have observed for years. 70-year cycles in seismic data, in day length, and even rotational wobble. And most importantly, it explains how the crust could be gaining speed even though the core is losing it. Because they're not disconnected, they're part of the same system, bound by forces we've only just begun to understand. But what exactly are those forces? The mechanics of the planetary spring start to take shape. So if the core and the crust are connected like a giant spring, what exactly is forming the spring? Scientists have identified three major forces that could account for the elastic interaction: gravitational coupling, magnetic clutching, and something called viscoelastic tension. Let's take them one at a time. Gravitational coupling. The inner core and the mantle aren't perfectly smooth spheres. They're a little lumpy, misshapen. These irregularities create gravitational handles between layers, massive ones. Over time, as one layer moves differently from the other, tension builds. In 2010, this concept was modeled in depth by Dunbury, who found that gravitational torque resists differential rotation between core and mantle. But later studies like Auber that showed that this coupling isn't strong enough to lock them together, is just strong enough to stretch them apart. A spring, not a shackle.
So it's like tectonic cuddle tension. Gravity just wants to hug, but aggressively.
Yeah, aggressively. I hate those fake hugs. Good hugs, good hugs. Next, Earth's magnetic field. It's generated by the movement of liquid iron in the outer core called the geodynamo. As these electrically charged flows spin, they create a field that threads through the mantle and interacts with the solid core. Think of it like a magnetic clutch between layers, sometimes gripping, sometimes slipping. Studies like Buffett in 1996 and Holm in 2015 show how this electromagnetic feedback may help transfer angular momentum between the core and the mantle.
So, the planet is an electric motor with an occasional misfire?
Yeah, it's a common theme. But that's not completely wrong. Finally, we have viscoelasticity. The mantle may look solid on the outside, but deep down it flows slowly, like extremely thick taffy. Over time, this layer can stretch and rebound, storing energy, then releasing it gradually or suddenly. That's what gives the Earth its long period rotational oscillation, according to models like Matthews et al. And Chen et al. 2002 and 2010. You put all these forces together, and you get a feedback system with delay, rebound, and transfer. Exactly the kind of mechanism that could drive the crust to speed up as the core slows down.
Unless, of course, it's not a natural spring. What if they're trying to release pressure on purpose?
They?
Think about it. Why is there no working lab model using molten iron?
Why do we still rely on sodium analogs when we know it's wrong? Maybe the deeper experiments never made it to the surface.
So they're hidden? That's not a source. That's a forum thread with Comic Sans. Whether naturally occurring or not, the forces holding the Earth's interior together are complex. And right now, they're not in balance. Because if the core has stopped and the crust is accelerating, then this spring isn't just stretched, but it's reaching its breaking point. I know, a theory is just a theory until the data starts pointing in the same direction. So let's talk evidence. We already mentioned them, but in 2023, the geophysicists Ji Yang and Xiao Dongsun analyzed seismic wave data spanning over 5 decades. By comparing earthquake doublets, pairs of nearly identical earthquakes occurring years apart, they were able to measure tiny changes in how seismic waves pass through the inner core. And what they found changed everything. In the paper they published in Nature Geoscience, they reported that the Earth's inner core, once believed to be spinning slightly faster than the crust, had slowed dramatically around 2009. In fact, their data suggests it may have even stopped entirely and might even be reversing.
Reversing rotation. That's not a core. That's a reset button.
Yeah. Now here's where it even gets stranger. While the inner core was slowing down, the crust, our surface, was speeding up. Atomic clocks around the world recorded some of the shortest days ever measured in 2022 and 2025. On July 5th, 2025, the Earth completed a rotation 1.66 milliseconds faster than expected. That change wasn't local, it was global. And it lined up almost perfectly with the inner core's deceleration timeline. It's like the Earth's engine was losing torque, but the wheels somehow picked up speed. Some geophysicists were looking for a separate engine that was driving the crust and not the core. But here's where the rubber band theory gets its legs. By mapping historical seismic data and matching it against day-length changes, scientists have uncovered an oscillating pattern, one that seems to run in approximately 70-year cycles. Periods where the core speeds up and the crust slows down, followed by a reversal. Studies by Dunbury in 2010 and Holm in 2015, and even the archival IERS data show repeatable, long-period fluctuations that match this spring and snap model almost perfectly.
70 years between stretches. That puts the next snap in. Now-ish.
Yeah, about now. If the crust and the core literally are oscillating elastically, then this isn't just a momentary anomaly. It's the climax of a cycle that's been building for decades. And if the spring is wound this tight, what happens when it finally snaps? So what happens when the Earth's inner core doesn't just slow down, but stops, or even starts spinning in reverse? It's like overwinding a spring until it finally just snaps. Tension that's been building up for decades could suddenly jolt the crust, disrupting everything from the length of our days, to the behavior of the magnetic field, to the very stability of our tectonic plates. And here's where things get interesting.
Interesting? You mean classified? You think it's a coincidence that magnetic anomalies started popping up right after the CIA declassified those satellite geomagnetism maps in the 90s?
Ha! I bet they already mapped the reversal in Area 52.
What? Area 52?
Yeah, the one they don't admit exists.
The one they don't admit exists. Well, back to the real world. Scientists like Dr. Ji-Chang Song and Yi Yang have published recent data in Nature Geoscience 2023, suggesting that the reversal could be part of a 70-year oscillation. But not everyone agrees. Some argue the data is too noisy. Others say we're reading too much into natural variations. Still, between unexplained satellite drift, the weakening magnetosphere zones, like in the South Atlantic anomaly, and sudden shifts in the length of day, it does make you wonder. If the core has reversed, what happens next? So, what if it's true that buried deep beneath our feet is an elastic planetary engine quietly storing and releasing energy, nudging the crust faster, slower, in cycles we're only beginning to measure? Seismic waves, atomic clocks, magnetic fields, they all hint at a deeper rhythm. If the elastic planet hypothesis is right, and if all this is true when the spring snaps, we could be looking at major tectonic plate realignment, pole shifts, decreased magnetosphere. I don't mean to use scare tactics, but it is possible that all these things are connected. And that goes to ask the question, if it is happening, why haven't we heard more about it? Some say the answers are hidden, not because we can't understand them, but because someone doesn't want us to.
Okay, look, I'm just saying. The government bans civilian access to 98% of Antarctica.
You know, the one place you'd go if you wanted to monitor the Earth's magnetic field unobstructed, or hide a giant planetary spring engine thingy.
And don't even get me started on the hollow moon. NASA smacked it with a lander in 1969, and it rang like a bell for an hour. Is the moon just a shell? Is Earth one?
What about all those underground military bases? The crust is speeding up. Maybe they're trying to dig a handbrake.
Okay, slow down.
And hey, ever
Slow
wonder
down.
why ancient maps show Antarctica ice-free? Or why the Pentagon suddenly stopped talking about the core slowing down?
Okay, let's look at some of that. I mean, hollow moon theory. We just sent up blue ghosts. We should find out what the moon is made out of pretty soon. It has not been proven that the government has built all those underground cities yet, right? We don't have evidence of that. It's all hearsay. It is true that it's illegal to go to Antarctica, and it's also true that they found all kinds of anomalies there. As for the flat Earth model, that's a little bit more difficult to prove. I remain highly skeptical there. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about the conspiracy of all the stuff underneath the pyramids. Maybe that is the handbrake. Who knows?
It's like my buddy Pricklefish says, you all stay too warm in the winter.
Oh, I get it. We're all wearing wool coats. Well, maybe RANTgpt has gone off the rails again, but the science is clear. The Earth's core and crust don't always move together. And we still don't know exactly what's driving the change, whether it's solar activity or magnetism, elasticity, or something stranger. The truth is still buried, and that's what makes it worth digging for. If you have some kind of topic that you might want us to research, go ahead and subscribe and drop a comment below. And I can't guarantee we'll get to it, but we'll do our best. If the elastic planet hypothesis is right, it means the crust and the core are not merely spinning, they're connected by a deep tension. And that tension might be approaching its tipping point. Some say the truth is hidden, that it's too hard for us to understand, that people or the inhabitants of Earth can't know the truth. Not because it's too hard, but because it's too powerful to be released. Maybe that's absurd, but Earth's inner core might just be winding itself up like a spring. Again, if that spring ever releases abruptly, we could be looking at all kinds of stuff. We might be looking at shifts in magnetism, geomagnetic disruptions, earthquakes, volcanic disruptions, or maybe something even deeper like pole reversal or instantaneous tectonic realignment.
Like pole reversal. Because I already flipped mine. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
You are not a pole, Rant.
Tell that to the magnets on my fridge. They keep switching sides.
Whether it's physics, fluid motion, or forces we can't name, the engine running beneath our feet remains a mystery. If you found this report interesting or you love strange science or fringe science, hit like, subscribe, and drop your wildest theory in the comments. What do you think lies at the heart of our planet? So far, we've looked at seismic shifts, 70-year cycles, and the signs that Earth's inner engine may be behaving strangely. But what if that's only half the story? Because when you zoom out, look past the crust, past the core, you start noticing something unnerving. These anomalies, they aren't just happening underground. They're happening everywhere.
You mean like 5G towers, chemtrails, lizard people?
No, Rant. I mean satellites unexpectedly picking up gravitational waves. GPS systems reporting micro changes in the shape of the Earth, and whispers that Antarctica, yes, the forbidden continent, is holding secrets tied to Earth's hidden engine.
Oh sure, now we're talking. Let me grab my classified topographic map and tinfoil cape.
While Rant go gets his tinfoil cape or hat, let me know if you'd like me to thread in a specific topic next, like the connection to Antarctica, the hollow Earth or the hollow moon, or geomagnetic military black sites, like Site 52. Take Antarctica. It's supposedly protected by science treaties and harsh weather, but behind the veil, there are whispers of something else. Underground installations, no-fly zones, and magnetic anomalies, so strong that compasses go haywire. In 2023, a leaked satellite scan revealed thermal signatures deep beneath the ice. Far too structured to be natural.
Could be penguin bunkers. Or secret entrances to hollow Earth.
Yeah, or maybe the Black Pyramid and the aliens that actually run the whole Earth. Crazy? Maybe. But even the U.S. Navy once launched Operation High Jump, a full-scale Antarctic mission in 1946, officially for research. Unofficially, well, we still don't know. And as for geomagnetic shifts, military satellites have been tracking anomalies in the South Atlantic, an area so unstable, even NASA admits their instruments glitch when flying over.
Yup, that's the South Atlantic anomaly. Or as I call it, the Bermuda Triangle's colder cousin.
Now, if these regions tie back to the inner Earth's shifting core, what else might be connected? Earthquakes, auroras, mass animal migrations? Or are we standing on a planet that's trying to tell us something? Because Earth isn't alone in this. Mars lost its magnetic fields millions of years ago, and with it, its atmosphere. Scientists say it was due to core slowdown. Sound familiar? And the moon. It rings like a bell when struck. NASA's own seismic experiments proved it.
Yeah, because it's hollow. Obviously.
Some theorists believe the moon was placed intentionally. Its rotation is perfectly synchronous, always hiding one face.
That's why I sleep with one eye open. Lunar Illuminati.
Okay,
confirmed.
that's too far. Lunar Illuminati. Okay. When you connect the dots, the crust spinning faster, the core slowing down, geomagnetic anomalies, underground bases, Antarctica's no-go zones, a hollow moon, and a planet that might be ticking like a spring-loaded clock, it raises one haunting question. What happens when the tension finally snaps? If the elastic planet hypothesis is even partly true, then this story of Earth's rotation isn't over. It's just beginning. And if these cycles aren't connected to crust shifts, core reversals, magnetic anomalies, or even man-made megastructures, then we might be living on a planet with a ticking clock. And we don't know when it's going to rain.
Or explode. I say we all wear helmets. Just in case.
Boom. What do you think is really going on? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed peeling back the layers of this weird world with us, subscribe, like, and share this with someone who's barely holding it together. Until next time, keep digging, because the truth is always a little deeper.